Hello everyone, in this video we'll be discussing about more artisan commands about migration, like how can you refresh your table, how can you roll back your table, how can you migrate only a single file, and many more. So let's start the video. Previously we created this table called posts. If I go to my database and refresh, you can see here is the post table and here is some more tables. Those are from Laravel's, right? Now first of all I will be creating another table for test. Let's say I'll go to my terminal and say php artisan make migration. Then we know how to create a migration. We will say create, then let's say my table name will be test table and we have to end it by table, right? Let's enter. That will create us a migration. Now if I go to my database migration, and you can see here is a new file and our table is test, right? Now if I have to migrate this, I will say, now if I want to migrate this file, we all know that we have to add a command php artisan migrate, right? If I enter, you can see here is done and we can see our table name, so it has been migrated. If I go to my database and refresh it again, you can see here is a new table, test table, right? Now we will see how can we reset our database. Like if you want to drop our all tables and reset this database, we can use migration reset that will remove all our previous data and tables from the database. Let's see. For that we will say php artisan migrate reset. Okay, if I press enter, you can see those tables are resetted. Now if I refresh, you can see all our tables has been gone. We have only one table, is migration. This is the default table from Laravel, so it will always there, but our previous tables like users, post, and the table we just created has disappeared. That means they got resetted. If I want to migrate them again, we can use php artisan migrate again. That will migrate our database again, right? Now let's run it. I press enter and you can see our all file has been migrated. If I reload now, you can see our all tables has appear again, but all our previous data will be lost. Not to mention, like if you has any kind of data in user tables, that will lost because we just deleted our tables and remigrated them, so the all tables will be fresh. So now let's create another table. I want to show you the rollback feature of migration. For that, let's remove them. Let's refresh. I'll create php artisan make migrate. Then the name will be create test. Let's say the table name will be test2 and it will end with table. Enter. Okay, I think I made a mistake. I'll say php artisan make migration table test2. I will name this table test2 and that will end with table. Enter, and you can see a migration file has been created, right? It's called test2. If I go to my files, here is the file, right? The name of the table is test2. Now let's migrate that table. PHP artisan migrate. If I enter, you will be seeing this table in our database also. Here is our table test2, right? So we just migrated this table. Now there is a feature we can roll back our action. Like before migrating, there wasn't any kind of test table, right? Test2 table. So if I run rollback command, this file will be disappear because our last command was migrate, right? So we are migrating our recent generated migration files. So now if I say colon rollback, that gonna roll back my previous action. So my previous action was PHP artisan migrate, right? At that time I doesn't have this file, this table actually. Now if I enter, you can see in info rolling back migrations, and create test2 table has been rollbacked. Now if I go to my database and refresh it, let's collapse it, open it and refresh it again. Now you can see our test2 table is gone. So we are in a previous state right now. I know it can get little bit confusing, but just know that if you want to roll back anything, like I just migrated this database previously, right? So now I don't want to migrate this. I want to go in previous state where this table wasn't migrate, so I can use rollback feature. So take it simply. Now we will see how can we migrate only single file. If I again run PHP artisan migrate, sorry, it will be reset and enter, our all table will be dump. Let's refresh again and you can see our all table has been deleted. Now if I have to migrate, I have to say PHP artisan migrate, right? But the issue is in my migration folder there are many migration files like user, fail jobs, and passwords and other stuff. So when I will run this command PHP artisan migrate, that will migrate all of the files. So if in any case you want to migrate only one file, like I want to migrate this test2 table, right? This table, test2 table. So how can I do that? If I run PHP artisan migrate, that will migrate all the files, but I want to just migrate this single file. So for that I can say PHP artisan migrate and we can pass a flag that will be dash dash path, then is equals to, now we will specify our file path. So our file, this file is currently in database migrations, then inside our migrations, right? So we will say database, then we'll slash migrations, then we will add this name. Let's copy it. Now we have to paste it here, right? Now let's enter and you can see our file has been migrated. If I go to my database and refresh, you can see here is the test2 table, right? So we didn't migrate all the files, we just migrated single file. So that's how you migrate your single files. Now let's run again PHP artisan migrate for migrate all tables. So our all tables has been migrated. You can see here isn't any kind of test2 table listed because test2 has been already migrated, right? So that's it. Now let's see, there is another command. So for that, let's go to terminal. That is refresh command. So suppose you don't want to drop your all tables, you just want to reset the datas on it. Like you have some users data here in user table, test data in test tables. So you want to just delete them all, delete the datas, or you can say when we will add any kind of field, let's say here I will add a field called string, let's say it will be test, right? Now if I run my migration command again, it will say nothing to migrate. So I want this column on my database, but now I can't migrate that. Okay, if I run migrate command, it's say nothing to migrate because this file is already migrated, right? So I have to drop this table, then I have to remigrate it. So easy way is drop the all table, then again migrate. For that we can use PHP artisan migrate refresh, and then I'll enter. Now you can see it rolling back our all tables and then remigrating. Now if I go to my database and refresh, now here is a test field right here. The text field is varchar because we add a string here. So if you add any kind of new field after migrating your database, so you have to run this refresh command for refreshing your database. So if you change anything in your database migration after migrating them, you have to run migration refresh command for see the changes. But remember that this action will delete all your previous datas, so take cautions about that. So I guess that's it for this video. We'll be talking little more about migration in our next videos. Till then,